Hello guys, in this video I will show you different type of Android style dialog box using Flutter application. Let's discuss Info Dialog. When I click this button or when I tap this button, I just triggering this Info Dialog window. Just open dialog with context parameter. Here we receive the context. Here we have a show dialog function. In this method, we need to use two properties, one for context and another is builder with alert dialog. Alert dialog have three parameters. One property which is title about our info dialog title, and another property is description which we need to use content right here. So this is the content about my info dialog. And third one is action. Action about the text button which user can click this button like this. When user on click this button, I just have navigation dot of context dot pop which will help us to close this dialog box. So we have a show info dialog with context we need to set. Within the builder we have to set the alert dialog. In this alert dialog we have a three properties: title, content and action. So this is all about info dialog. Here we using theme context which we get theme from our context which we receive from this dialog box. Using this theme context we have setting the theme dot title lodge. We have a custom text style example we seen already. This is the typography style format of material 3 design. So using this widget we just updating these values. We need to pass the title value and then we need to pass the style here. Based on this, typography will be applied. So likewise for content we using the typography, content and style with title small. And then finally we have a button with OK and then style with large label like this. So this is all about info dialog. Likewise we just going to be create confirmation dialog. Confirmation dialog, remaining things are same, just we have using the theme about our context, show dialog with context and builder. In this scenario I just want to prevent when user on click outside of this dialog like this. I just clicking outside of the dialog box will not be dismissed. That's why I am using this one. Barrier dismissible false will help us to prevent click from outside of this dialog box. Remaining things are same. Within the alert dialog we have a title, content which help us to describe this content, and then action with two text button 1 and button 2. This button with agree and this button with disagree, this one. So confirmation dialog have two buttons. Remaining things are same. Barrier dismissible false help us to prevent outside of this dialog box. Remaining things are same. Next one is single choice dialog. To make single choice dialog we have created a separate widget. In this widget we have a array list of item. So we need to show the list of item like phone ringtones, item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4. We have created the list view. By default we need to select some item, that's why we are using selected item is none. Here we have a build. We getting theme from our context which we have received from this parameter. Then we have using simple dialog with title and children. Title is about my title description, title item about my dialog box. Then we have a children. We have a array list of ringtone, that's why we using ringtone.map, and then we passing the radio list to display the item one by one. So this is a list view of radio list. So within the simple dialog we can pass title and children about this content one by one. By default you can get some value like selected item, means you can give some selected option and you can get the current item value and you can deduct the item value is changed like this. You can update this value finally to this current selection value. Here is the set state which helps us to When user select this one, this value will be updated to group value, current value selected this one. So this is all about the single choice dialog. Finally, we have a multiple choice dialog. For multiple choice dialog, we have created another widget. In this widget, we have created two array lists. One array list for the value which we used here, and another one we maintain for the list of status, which one is checked or not. By default, I'm showing first one is checked. That's why I'm setting true, remaining or false. Likewise, if you add some value here, you need to set the status about the value is checked or not, because we using checkbox list here, so we need to give some item is checked or not. Then we using alert dialog with title about our dialog, and we have set it some content padding to the dialog box padding. Then we have a content with access vertically with we have a checkbox and content checkbox with text view. So here we have when user on click this item, we just if it is checked means we have setting this set value. Then if user click right here means we just getting the value on tab. Whenever we get value, we just passing this toggle value to this function will help us to update the value to selected option. Then here we using the inkwell function which help us to give ripple effect. When I click this one, you can see the ripple effect to this item. So this one is when I on click this one, you can get some ripple effect. So here is the content with vertical alignment and have color is in array list, which help us to map to one by one like this. Here we have a equal to give ripple effect value, and here we have a checkbox and text view. Here we set the value when user checked the item means we can just giving update to this toggle value. Likewise, user tap this one, we just giving on tap to set value to this toggle function, which help us to check this value. So then we have a action with two button 1 OK and button 2 cancel and OK. So finally we have navigation context.pop, which help us to close this dialog box. So this is all about the dialog box about using material design. You can get the source code from my video description. See you guys next video.